Hey everyone, it's your favorite shredded chef, Clark Hill, and in today's video I'll show you how I made 3 viral TikTok recipes more macro friendly. For the first recipe, I tried making the viral cottage cheese ice cream, and I made a rainbow sherbet version because rainbow sherbet is my favorite ice cream flavor. I actually made this in 3 separate batches, but what I did first was make the ice cream base, which is cottage cheese, some collagen protein, a little bit of agave, and some sweetener. For the first flavor, I made orange using just 1 medium Tangelo orange. For the second, I used some frozen pineapple chunks to get a pineapple flavor, and for the third, I used about a half a cup of raspberries. I must say, out of all 3 that I tried, I was by far the most skeptical about this one. I love cottage cheese as much as the next guy, but it doesn't necessarily lend itself to ice cream. At least I didn't think so until I tried it, but we'll come back to that one later. For the second recipe, which I used as more of an entree to get the majority of my calories in, I tried making the chopped Italian sandwich. I think it's really fascinating how and why some of these recipes go viral. I don't exactly know what's special about an Italian sandwich, but there you go. What I'm pretty sure was the original recipe that I found on TikTok had a lot more fat than I typically get in my daily diet, so I swapped out some of the ingredients for things like turkey pepperoni instead of regular pepperoni, light salami, light mayo, to lower the fat content while still keeping a good amount of protein and having a good balance of carbs from the French bread. The first time around trying this, I actually doubled the ingredients used for the filling, which ended up being way too much. It was completely overflowing and it wouldn't close. What can I say? I like loading up on protein. But at the end of the day, I think I found a really good balance between still getting a good amount of protein, but not making a sandwich that was a complete disaster. One nice thing about this one is that if you're someone who works a 9-to-5 job where they're not necessarily at home to cook all the time, you can eat this cold. I personally like having my sandwiches toasted, and you can also save half for later. By the way, if you're liking the video so far and you want to see more macro-friendly recipes like this one, I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. The final recipe was something sweeter since I like ending my day with a dessert, and I made the viral baked oats, but I put a little special twist on them, incorporating some sugar-free Reese's cups. The original recipe already provides a really good source of carbs and fiber with the banana and oats, but I always like to add more protein into things, so I added some collagen protein and some peanut butter powder to have higher protein without adding the fat that typically comes with peanuts. When I'm building my menu for the week and figuring out how I'm going to hit all my macros, I always prioritize getting my protein in first with relatively lean sources, then carbs, and I save fat for last because I can have a little bit more fun with that and have some flexibility of things like high-fat sauces, oils, etc. This recipe is actually a perfect example of that because if you notice, I focused on getting enough protein with the collagen protein powder and peanut butter powder first, which then left me room to have the higher fat Reese's Pieces, which added a perfect combination of chocolatey, salty flavor. I guess I wasn't entirely accurate when I said I ended with that recipe because you might have forgotten that we still have our cottage cheese ice cream in the freezer, or you just stopped watching the video because you didn't like it, which I really hope is not the case. Now, I mentioned this was the recipe I was most skeptical about trying since I just didn't think that cottage cheese would be a good substitute for real ice cream, but I gotta say, this tastes as good as any rainbow sherbet ice cream I have ever had. If you haven't already, I really hope you'll subscribe for more macro-friendly recipes from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.